Morning, one and all. What are those naughty Koreans up to again? Shouting and screaming. Why do they do it? Why do countries start shouting and screaming at each other? Who can build the biggest bomb and all that, dear? All you've got to do is, if anyone upsets you, just lock them in a room and play them my shows over and over again for hours on end. They'll soon surrender. I'm telling you that now. Very good morning to you, boys and girls. This is Chris Reardon on this morning's United Kingdom Talk here on United Kingdom Radio. You're with us live if it's 11:05 on December the 21st, 2010, if that's the time where you are now. You are with us live. If it's any other time or date, then you are listening or watching a recording, okay? So just coming up to, 6 minutes past 11, December the 21st, 2010. And the snow continues. Lots of people talking about the snow. I have to tell you, fortunately, it hasn't stopped me yet getting anywhere or doing anything. Certainly on Saturday, I was about to leave, well, not about to leave for work. It got to about 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. And I looked outside and I thought, I really don't think I should be travelling to work today. Now, I'm not one of those people who will not go to work or not travel to work at the slightest, thing going wrong. You know, some of these people, I've got a headache, I can't come into work. And they put it on the phone, they pick the phone up, don't they? And they put on a voice. I mean, we can all do it. We can all put on that voice to pretend that we're ill, can't we? Look at this. Oh, hello. I can't. Can you hear me? Oh, I can barely talk. I don't think I can get into it. Oh, well, that's all right, Chris. Don't worry about that. If you're ill, I would come in if I... I mean, you can all put that on, can't you? The trouble is, people are paid to go to work when they're ill, and they're not really ill. I would reckon more than 50 to 60% of people who ring in ill to work are actually busy doing something else. I reckon I'm not one of those people, okay? If there's anyone watching or listening to the show today who knows me, you will know I'm telling the truth. I have been sent home from work at death's door. Seriously, death's door, 4 or 5 times in my life so far. Hopefully no more, dear. But I have. I can't stand those people. Oh, I've got a headache, I can't come to work. No. So Saturday, when I looked out the window at 4 o'clock and the snow was still coming down, I thought, this is really not a good idea for me to travel to work today. There's another couple of reasons. I have had a couple of accidents on ice. Fortunately, not serious ones, although 1 or 2 of them could have been quite serious had any other cars been coming along at the time. One about 15 years ago, when I was came on the motorway in this snow. I was driving quite slowly with people tearing past me at about 50, 60 mile an hour. I was doing 25 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour up this hill, turned right and the car didn't move. It carried on and then in the end it span round and ended up facing the other way in the fast lane on the M3. Right at the beginning of the M3 where it kind of goes up and around. M3 is a main motorway here in the UK, the one I use to travel home. And that frightens me enough. The other day, I had another accident where it was a fork in the road. Wanted to turn left, turn the steering wheel, nothing. Turn right, nothing. Went straight over this thing in the middle. So that's another thing. But and I think there was another occasion as well. I can't remember what the other one was now. But once you've had an accident on ice, it makes you go even more careful. And I'm not always sure that that's the right thing to do. When you see these people seem to be driving past you at 50 or 60 mile an hour, and they don't seem to have a problem. They really don't. The snow socks, you remember I bought those tyre socks for my car, which are supposed to be good in all snowy weather. Haven't actually tried those yet. I thought I was going to have to try them on Saturday. But as it turned out, I rung up work where I was DJing at Belushi's. In Hammersmith on Saturday nights. Did I say Sunday? On Saturday nights. And 4 o'clock, and I said, look, it's really quite bad here, the snow today. It's been coming down all day long. And I said to them, if you can get someone else, Can you try and do that now? I can leave this with you. We can either say, OK, cancel tonight, I won't be able to come tonight, and find someone else. Or we can say, try and get here, Chris. If you can't, that's okay. What do you want to do? And they said, OK, if you can try and get here. If you can't, then that's it. No problem at all. I said, fine, and that's it. Put the phone down. And then a little bit later, about an hour later, he rang up and says, Chris, we can't get anyone. Everyone seems to be in the same boat. But if you can't get here, fair enough. So I said to him, no, that's fine. I'll try and get there. And I got the car out of the garage a little bit earlier than I usually do. And you know what? I got to work quicker than I usually do because there was no one on the road. And actually, it wasn't as bad as I thought. And I've been very, very fortunate, and I've been able to travel around so far up to this point, and have got to all of my jobs and back again safely because, of course, him above is watching out on me, boys and girls. I am being watched. A lot of people watching me, I think, probably 5 or 6 this morning, maybe. Will we ever go into double figures? I doubt that very much. All right, so I've managed to get around. Sunday morning, again, I thought, oh, well, you know, after Saturday night, Sunday morning, I tend to leave the house quite early to go to church and play the organ. That was okay, the journey there. We had the choir service. We had not the choir service, we had a carol service on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. That was really nice. Really nice, especially now that I've put more speakers, well, I say more speakers, I've put a couple of external speakers on the church organ. Because if you're watching the last show, you may remember I told you they used to have 5 very large speakers up on the wall in the church. And before I got there. Now, health and safety came down and told them to take them off the wall because they'd been very, very badly put up. Now, I investigated this when I rang up the people who supply the organ. It's been now, I suppose, about 10, 15 years or so. And I said, I asked her, how would I go about attaching more speakers to it? She said, if you just attach one speaker to the organ, because it only had its own internal speaker, which wasn't very loud. She said, if you just attached one, it will make a hell of a difference. She didn't actually use those words, hell of a difference, but she said it would make a big difference. Last Monday, I did go down to the church, not yesterday, the Monday before, went down to the church, and I actually got 2 of the large speakers from where they were being stored up in the balcony, all the way down the stairs, all on my own. I'm just so brave. I attached them to the organ, and it's made a huge difference. Now, the old speakers, so I rung up, after I'd done that, I rung up this woman, Liz. Lovely lady at Allen Organs, there, I think, in High Wycombe. And you know how you start getting a rapport with someone? I had a good old chat with her about, you know, instruments and all this, that and the other. And she finished off saying, if you're ever in the High Wycombe area, please come in. We've got some really big organs here that you can come and play with. You know, you don't have to buy any. Just come in and it'd be nice to meet you. Okay, fine. Because I'm a bit of a chatterbox on the phone. Which is funny, really. You know, you wouldn't expect me to be, would you, to be honest? Bit of a chatterbox on the phone. So, while I was on the phone to her, thanking her for her advice and, you know, telling her, you know, it sounds so good now. I mean, it really sounds good. And it's actually not too loud. It's loud enough. It is loud enough, I mean, with the 2 speakers on. She also said, if you're not using the other 3 speakers, get the church to ring them and they may be able to buy them back off the church. Which, I mean, I suppose could be a thing to raise money, that sort of thing. And I said to her, did you come and put up the other speakers? She said, let's have a look. So she types in her keyboard. She says, no, I've got a story about that. I said, go on. And she said, well, a man called Father Tom rung up. And I didn't really know him. He was there when there's a big 25-year gap from when I used to go to church and play the organ, and then I didn't, and then I went back again last year. Huge 25-year gap. And she said, yeah, a man called Father Tom rung up and asked us for a quote to put these speakers up. And when we told him, remember, we're going back here 15, 16, 17 years maybe. He said, when we told him it was £100 to put them up, he nearly had a heart attack on the phone. Right? So that was it. Now, to bring this story all together, I've been talking and become very friendly with the parish secretary. Her name is Jeanne. Wonderful woman. Now, you can see a picture of some of the people who were singing along on Sunday afternoon on my Facebook. My Facebook username, and there's also some pictures from last night as well, okay? My Facebook username is Chris Reardon UK. Okay, Chris Reardon UK. If you have a look at my wall there, you should find the pictures all from last night, and also some pictures of myself and some of the ladies who were singing at the carol concert. Okay, once again, my Facebook username Chris Reardon UK. Just have a look on the on my wall on there. All right. So anyway, and I was telling Jeanne about this. Apparently, Father Tom collapsed. She said, well, you know what? He probably tried to do it himself. Apparently, this Father Tom, he was as tight as anything, didn't like to pay for anything. And he used to go on the roof and repair the roof. And one day he nearly fell through it. Honestly, so that's who put these speakers up. Now, the present Father, Father David, who is there at the moment, he was the one there when the health and safety people come in and told them to take them down because they were dangerous. Apparently, all these speakers were held up. And these are big old things. You know, I suppose there must be about 1 metre high and 1/4 metre wide. Okay, these are big, and there were 5 of them. 5 of them. Now, I had a job carrying one down. All these speakers were held up on the wall in the church with a piece of MDF, you know, as a shelf, okay, and one single bracket which was bending under the weight. No wonder they told them to take them down. Very, very dangerous. Well, it looks like it was Father Tom that did it to save money. So, of course, I went down there Monday, put them all together. Because, to be honest, Father David I didn't think, you know, showed much interest in having them put back up. Now, I'm not going to stand on a great big tall ladder and put those up. When I say up on the wall, okay, I don't mean at head level. I mean, these things are these things must be 4 or 5 metres up on the wall. And the walls in a church are solid. I mean, I don't know how you get a drill bit through those to put a few shelves up. And besides, I wouldn't feel very confident, you know? I mean, to put heavy things up like that on the wall, if they ever fell down and killed someone, I mean, I would just, you know, that would do me in. It really would. So I'm just not good at that sort of thing. So they're now on the floor in the church. So Father David comes in Sunday after he's heard them and seen them. I thought, he was going to moan about the noise, and he didn't. And what's happened, of course, now he's coming in and says, do you know what? I think we might put these on the wall next year. Now, when I inquired before about this, he showed no interest, but he's obviously heard how good it sounds, and now he's talking about putting them on the wall. Honestly, I mean, you have to do these things before anyone does anything, don't you? So I'm quite pleased about that. The choir, the carol service went really well. Vicky, one of our regular listeners, did ask me to record part of the organ playing, and I have done that, but unfortunately I haven't had time yet to find. I'm not quite sure how my little recording gadget will work for this. But I've got it in front of me here. Can't hear a thing on there, actually. But I have recorded the whole service. So I'll try and put together a couple of carols for you, Vicky, and then you can hear how it all went. It all went very well. It wasn't a huge turnout, but we had about 40 or 50 people there. And for an hour we sang carols on a Sunday afternoon. So that was all very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Some messages coming through at the moment. First of all, Richard Morris. Good morning, Richard. In London, 206, says, I dare you to read out that text message. Do you remember? I got sent one of those extremely nasty text messages this morning, which, of course, I immediately passed on to all the people that are close to me. And he's just said, will you read that one? I certainly will not be reading that one out on the show. Thank you. Some other messages. Good morning to Fagash Lil, who reminds me to hit the record button, which indeed I have done, Fagash Lil. Don't worry, I have done that. Good morning to Alan. Morning, Alan, who says, this message is for you and all you hold dear. This is Alan in London. Have a very happy Christmas and all the very best for 2011. And that's from Alan Rolfe, who's in London. What part of London are you in, Alan? I am from London. Peckham, Roehampton, Wandsworth and Battersea are the areas that I used to live in London, and I moved out to Bracknell here in Berkshire in 1992. Good morning to David and Kat on the Isle of Wight. Don't hear much from you two anymore. Come on. Join in a bit more. You two disappeared. You disappeared for months. And now they're back at last. David and Kat on the Isle of Wight. Hi, Chris. Merry Christmas to you and all the listeners to United Kingdom Radio. Some nice little messages. Talking of Christmas, a bit late, but I now have 2 Christmas trees sitting behind me here in the Mirable Studios. And do you know when these went up? 3 minutes to 11 this morning. I sat here with all my bits of paper and what have you. And I thought to myself, there's definitely something missing in here. Now, what is it that I should have done? And I remembered for the last 2 weeks, I've been meaning to put these Christmas trees up here in the Mirable Studios. And I have at last, let me just move one across a bit. I have at last done so, okay? So there are 2, I mean, you don't have to watch if you don't want to, you know, just listen, I will describe. 2 little Christmas trees behind me with little sparkling lights. Not many baubles. Let me have a look. In fact, there are no baubles at all. Or tinsel. It's just, I think people sometimes overdo baubles, don't you? And to me, a Christmas tree must be green or silver. Green or silver. I don't like these red Christmas trees and black Christmas trees and you know, whatever. Some of them are just dreadful. Christmas trees are green and that's it. You know, so just lights and tree just behind me there, my 2 Christmas trees, which went up this morning, 3 minutes to 11. I wonder if I'll get these up in time. I had visions of you joining me just as I was putting these blooming trees up. David and Kat, David and Kat, they had their baby this year. Little baby Charlie, and it's going to be Charlie's first Christmas. Oh, bless me, he won't have a clue what's going on. You do know that, don't you? He will not have a clue what's going on, but it doesn't matter. Okay? And don't overeat, you two. I bet you'll be stuffing your faces on Christmas Day. Yannick says, I believe you, Chris. I'm the same, actually. I'm not one of these blaggers. Yeah, Yannick is another person who will drag himself into work. I hope so, Yannick. By the way, what's the weather like in Germany? Are you all stuck with the snow there? It's dreadful here. You want to see, yesterday, okay, Heathrow Airport was closed. Terminals 1 and 3, I think it was. What's the BA terminal at Heathrow? It's number 5, isn't it? I think BA is 5. Terminals 1 and 3 were closed because they were full up. They were absolutely full up. And I know, yesterday morning, there were 1,000 people standing outside Heathrow Airport because they wouldn't let them in. They were just full up. They couldn't cope. Terrible. I mean, what I don't understand is why do people continue to travel to the airport in the vain hope of getting away when they know that the airport is already full up? Wouldn't you just turn around and go home again? You know, throw the towel in. Oh, it's terrible. Really bad. And it makes you not want to fly, doesn't it? It's bad enough when things are running okay. Sometimes things run, well, I say okay, sort of smoothly. By the way, there's an email address if you want to join in. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I mean, airline travel, as I've said time and time again, is just such an inconvenient way of getting around, isn't it? There's always something that's going to delay you. This time the snow, whatever. You know, there always seems to be something that's delaying people with air travel. Boats, ships, they just go, don't they? Anyone who's ever been on a cruise will know you turn up at the port, I don't know, an hour or so before you get on, your bags and that's it. You go to your room, and there you are, you're on. Even if there was a delay, doesn't matter. You're on there, you can walk around the boat or go to bed in your cabin or whatever. It's all sorted. Wonderful way to travel around boats. unless you're going a long distance. I mean, it's a week to get to New York, isn't it, on the boat? Oh, dear me. But, you know, in my mind, I think that's preferable to having to sit cooped up on one of those nasty old planes. Eh? Even in the posh seats, even in the luxury seats of business class or first class, you're still got to sit on that plane, haven't you? Got a phone call coming in, I think possibly... Oh, yes, we're going over to Poland. And Thomas, good morning, Thomas.
Morning, Chris.
How are you, my friend?
I'm okay, thank you.
Oh, lovely to hear you. And what's the snow like? It's a long time since I spoke to you. Happy Christmas to you, Thomas.
Happy Christmas to you too, Chris.
And how is your family?
I'm home alone now. My family is okay, thank you.
Home alone?
Yes,
Why
today
is this?
I'm home alone. We have a snow from 4 weeks, and I have to say, our planes are starting and landing okay.
Oh, your planes are starting and landing okay. But of course, in Poland, I suppose you're quite used to the snow. You get a fair old dumping of that, don't you?
Yes, we have a special squads on airplanes, and they keep black surface.
They give black surface.
Yes, I have a question.
I know what you
is
mean,
that
yes.
Christmas tree
Yes.
live or plastic?
What, the one behind me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thomas. It's plastic.
I have a live Christmas tree and always have a live.
I used to have a live Christmas tree up to about 5 years ago, and I got fed up hoovering up the needles all the time.
The needles, yes, it's a problem.
Yeah, but I tell you, I bet your house smells nice with the pine.
Yes, it smells very, very nice. It isn't in the house yet.
Oh, where is it? Oh, I see. You leave it outside until the day, do you, and then bring it in?
Yes, because the needles will be full before Christmas.
So it is actually. I mean, it's not a chopped down tree. It's in a pot and it's growing, is it?
Yes.
Oh, how wonderful! Is this a tree that you've had for many years?
No, I always buy a new one. It's not difficult and not very expensive.
Do you plant it afterwards?
I tried, but usually they don't grow anymore.
No, because of course they've been bought indoors, and I suppose they dry up a little bit, don't they?
Yes, and the shock temperature maybe, I don't know.
Oh, my friend, how is your work? I can't remember what it is you do now, Thomas.
I'm working power station, and it's high time. We are earning money now.
Good at
when
last.
It's so cold.
And is it a coal power station or what?
It's a coal power station, and it's current and warming.
Okay.
So,
do you have much renewable energy there, either solar or wind farms or anything like that, Thomas?
We have a lot of wind farms, but in fact, I truly don't believe it's so good.
Right, why is that?
I think the cost of production maybe and maintain is and the current you have from wind farm.
Yes.
Can only be used when the wind is.
Of course, yes.
And you can't store it.
Well, of course, yeah. But do you not think? I don't think with all this renewable stuff, there's no one type of thing that can be used. You have to have lots of different things, and a combination of, say, wind, sun, and this, other things like that. Nuclear, perhaps. I'm not a fan of nuclear. But I mean, it's they say it's clean, don't they? I don't think a wind farm on its own is no good because, as you say, the wind doesn't always blow. So I think there's always going to be, as it is at the moment, there's always going to be space for conventional means, such as the coal station. Where do you get your coal from? Is it your own coal, or do you have to import that?
Mostly our own coal,
right.
But we have some sources outside Poland too.
Right. Are the mines quite safe in Poland?
For the time being, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it will be.
Right. Okay. Have you ever been down a mine?
Pardon?
Have you ever been down a mine?
Yes, I have been down a mine, but never work in one.
You wouldn't want to go down again, no?
Oh, I don't know. I like it.
No, Thomas, I couldn't do that. There's no way I could go down a mine, Thomas.
I like new experiences.
Yeah, oh no, I couldn't be going down a mine. I mean, I'm really not looking forward to the day that I'm buried.
Have you got winter tires?
Have I got winter?
Tires,
No.
wheel gum.
No, I have tyre socks. Have you ever heard of these?
No, what is it?
Okay, they're like a special material, and you put them over the tyres, okay, and then you drive up to 30 miles an hour. I don't know what that is in kilometres. Up to 30.
We have tire chains, maybe the same, only in mountains
Yes.
we use it.
Yes, we have. There are tyre chains. You can get tyre chains here, but the rules on using them are very, very strict. And I was talking to a lady in the car shop, and she said if you use car chains here, you have to have 3 inches of snow compacted before we're actually allowed to use them here.
I was late this year in changing my tires from winter tires, and the difference is extremely.
Oh, really?
I couldn't.
But they don't last as long, do they?
Yes, that's right.
Ah, right.
I have to change it from 3 years using.
And you know when you change over to your snow tyres, is that just on the drive wheels or is it all 4?
All four. I always change all tires.
All 4. And you do that yourself or do you go to a shop?
I go to a shop. I have to have all wheels to change myself, and I change now only tires. So I can't do it myself.
Okay. So, and you know your summer tyres, or you know, the non-sort of spring, summer, autumn tyres, do you actually keep those, or does a shop look after those for you?
I keep those myself, and I have to change position for some weeks.
Right. What, they change the position of the wheels so that they all wear evenly?
Yes. They can't lay all the winter in one position, and I haven't special racks or something like that.
I understand. Is that quite an expensive thing to do? Change over to... I mean, what is 4 winter tyres? That must cost... Is it very expensive, or...?
Change? Yeah. No, it isn't. It's about, on a pounds, it would be about 15, 20 pounds to change all tires.
That's the cost of doing the job, is it? But you have to actually buy the tyres.
Yes, that's the cost of work.
You have to buy the tyres as well, though, don't you?
Oh yes, I have to buy the tires. Now, when I bought my car, they gave me as a special bonus winter tires.
A special bonus? That was saving, you mean?
Yes. So now I'm using still, but I have to change all my tires, I'm afraid.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a fair old job to do. I've actually got a car service. The car's going into the garage this afternoon at 1 o'clock. I might inquire about that. Maybe just 2 on the front to see how expensive that is. Because I'm really not. I've been driving for some years. I've never felt very confident driving on ice or snow, though. It worries the life out of me, really. Not so bad, to be honest, on snow. It's when it becomes ice. That's when you start slipping and sliding all over the place, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. When you're driving on the ice, it's no matter where you have winter or summer tire.
Yeah.
You can do nothing.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I didn't know that, because I'm not too bad driving in the snow. It's just the ice. So if you hit ice with winter tyres, you still slide across it, do you?
Yes, that's right.
Ah, well, then. Maybe not, then.
But even on the snow, the difference is extremely. I always recognize who drives in the winter tires and who in the summer tires.
You can just tell straight away by watching them, can you?
Yes, that's right.
Ah, well. Well, Thomas, you have a lovely Christmas, and happy Christmas to your family there, all right?
Thank you very much.
And everyone else in
Merry
Poland.
Christmas to you too.
Yes. Spread the word. Cheerio, Thomas.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for calling. There we are. Thomas in Poland. He's been with us a number of years, actually. Joins in very rarely. Now and again you get a call from him, maybe once or twice a year. He's got a family out there in Poland as well. So thank you, Thomas. David and Kat on the Isle of Wight say, we did have snow on the Isle of Wight, but it's all gone now. Yes, it tends to be warmer there, doesn't it? You've got the sea breeze just blowing across the island all the time. That's why that is. Good morning to young Vicky. Hit the record button. I have done indeed. Do not worry. This morning, I actually remembered this morning, Vicky. Okay. And Yannick in Germany says, I agree Christmas trees have to be green, but I always cut my Christmas tree down myself. Do you really? Are you out there with you're like a mad axeman, are you? Hacking away at this poor defenceless tree. I think you're a cruel person, Yannick. I should be speaking to the people who are tree lovers, and they'll get you. I'm telling you, they will get you. Good morning to Motorised Millie. Millie is in the house this morning as well. Good morning, Millie. A couple of cards have come in. Very kind of you to send some cards. First of all, Gavin. Gavin sends me a little card with 2 pictures of children on the front holding a teddy bear, looking out the window, waiting for Santa Claus to come. Oh, what is Christmas made of? All kinds of presents for girls and boys, sparkling trees, lots of toys. It only happens once a year, and we'll be waiting right here underneath the Christmas tree. Ding! That's an old radio jingle, that is. It's one of those pieces of music that I've been looking for ages. I cannot find it anywhere. Don't know where that bit of music... Anyone know that jingle? Radio jingle? If you've got one, please send it through. Good morning to Ian Duff, who's with us in Canada. Good morning, Ian. Ontario in Canada. I must visit Canada somewhere. There's 2 places I want to visit. Canada and New Zealand, apparently, is really nice as well. Don't forget that email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email. And this... Oh, what's this here? Oh, how disappointed. I thought someone had sent me money then, but it is indeed... copies of money. Canadian money here, coming from, what is that, a 20, is that dollars? What do you have in Canada? Is it dollars? It is dollars. 2010, they sent me some copies of Canadian money, but not real money, unfortunately, because I would probably be straight down the local Bureau de Change and changed up that money. It says here on the card, Merry Christmas from Canada. And on the front there is a house covered in snow. And Santa with his reindeer. Little reindeer. I did see a story in the paper the other day. Oh, it was awful. Apparently somewhere in the UK, I think possibly in Warwickshire or somewhere like that, some deer were walking across a frozen lake, fell through the lake, and the lake froze around them, and they died. There were some frozen deer apparently somewhere in the UK, Warwickshire, I think, in a lake. Just frozen in a lake. Isn't that awful? It says, Chris, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for everything that you do for me. I do nothing for you. What do I do? All I do is sit here and chat for an hour. Thanks for everything you do for me each week. I'm so lucky to know you. And that's from Matt in Canada. Really nice little letter. Matt is a DJ in Canada as well. If you want to send anything through, it's a bit late for cards now. We do have a postal address, okay? I don't really give that out very often now, do I? I should give up that postal address a little bit more often. I'll give that to you in a second or 2, okay? Righty-ho. A couple of emails coming through here at the moment. Let's have a look here. Here we go. Young Holly. Hello, Holly. Hello, Chris. She says, I do hope you're keeping warm this winter. I am indeed warm. Oh, hang on a minute. I might have read this one. That's the wrong one, isn't it? I've read that one. Have I read this one? Oh, no, I don't think I have. Let's have a look. No, I haven't read this one. She says, hello, Chris. I do hope you're keeping warm this winter. Yes, I certainly am. Nice and warm and toasty. I feel like a piece of bread in a toaster machine in my house. Don't worry, the heating is on. It takes me a while to put it on in the winter. As some of you know, I don't like to put it on, on a whim, but it is on. She says, I have been dressing warm and comfortable, and although I know one lady that greets me in the morning wearing capri pants and a short T-shirt. What is it with these people? They walk, I don't know, you know, a lot of people, they think it's more important to look good than Yannick, just give us a minute and I'll call you back again. It's more important for them to look good than to keep warm, isn't it? You do see these girls. I've seen girls in the middle of winter with their bellies showing. What's all that about, eh? Holly says, she comments that it's warm, and here I am wearing a coat with a hood and feeling rather chilled. I'm sure you're looking rather chilled, Holly, my darling. We do get snow, although it will only be 1 to 4 inches, but we do end up getting ice storms a lot. Now, I don't think I've ever seen an ice storm here in the UK. Got one last week, I do believe. And unlike northern people that are used to snow, we don't get it very often. We are not prepared for it either, so when it snows even an inch, schools, shops, towns shut down until it melts. Funny but true. I've also begun to question humanity, she says, ever since a friend of mine sent a link from a YouTube of this strange fellow. Now, I have now seen that link, and he is a very odd character. Now, I'm not the type of so she says, I'm the type of person that has an open mind about things. I will let things go and say to each their own. But from what I've seen in this videos, this fellow uploaded on YouTube, I do think I have found the lowest person on earth. I don't know about that, Holly. I'm sure I can be much lower than most. I really do. She says, this also makes me question his parents, even though he's 28 years old. I will leave a link and a website. Now, I've looked at that. I'm not even going to post that link because he is horrible. This bloke is horrible. He's really awful, and he's got his own YouTube things. She said, if you dare to watch, I did watch. Love your radio, and each host, the other presenters here on United Kingdom Radio, I'll try emailing the other hosts some of my randomness. She says, oh, and I must comment on how lovely the new opening and ending of your videos are, because Holly is a viewer. Some people are listeners, some people are viewers. Holly is a viewer, aren't you, darling? You're a viewer. So thanks for that, Holly. She also says, because I replied to her personally, I do reply to people personally sometimes, yes. She says, I'm sorry for the late reply, because I replied that I watched the video and I said, yes, he is a horrible man. She says, and yes, he's a terrible man. About, she was listening to the show on Saturday, she says, about the eating before paying. Yes, because I said to you, some naughty boys were in Sainsbury's on Saturday walking around the shop eating the produce that they had not paid for, dear. And the security man caught them and he had a word. He had a word with them. They were very naughty. She says, about the eating before paying. My friend does this with gum or soda when she is in the queue to pay. And no one in the shop has stopped her. I know. Well, I mean, it should be. Mind you, once you're in the queue... Do you know what I mean? Once you're in the queue, Holly, I think that's fair enough. You know, you can start munching. I mean, obviously, you know, don't sit in the queue and start putting a roast joint in the oven with a microwave you bought or something like that. Or don't start, you know, have you got some water so I can have my my pot noodle? Or whatever it is, you know, anything that you add water to while I'm standing in the queue, because I think they would frown on that, quite frankly. Mind you, the queues in some of these shops, they're so slow, some of them, aren't they? She says, and about you not like being in a jacuzzi. Yes, I don't like to sit in jacuzzis or baths. I really don't. I just feel that there's just filthy water bubbling around you all the time, entering your orifices. And it's awful, isn't it? You do. I mean, it must get inside you, mustn't it? All that dirty water that people are sitting in. I mean, you have a bath to get clean. How can you get clean if you're sitting in dirty water? I don't have a bath here. I did have a bath, but I found after I'd had the bath, I'd have to have a shower afterwards to wash off the dirty, soapy water. So what's the point? So eventually I got rid of the bath. I don't have a bath in this house. I have a power shower, thank you very much, which I repaired this year. Do you remember that? Back in February, I think it was. I repaired my power shower, which was faulty. Oh, yes, I'm a man of DIY now. She says, and about you not like being in a jacuzzi because of the dirty water, which is understandable, since I don't like them too much myself. How come you don't feel the same for swimming pools? Well, with a swimming pool, okay, you do your swimming, which is, of course, in dirt. It's got to be dirty water. Don't give me all that rubbish about, oh, there's chlorine, it kills anything. It's still dirty, but you have a shower afterwards. You know, it's kind of, you accept the fact that you're swimming in dirty water and you have a shower afterwards. She says, as for Jeremy Kyle, Jeremy Kyle is a TV host here in the UK. He is doing some shows now here in America, which won't be showing until spring or summer 2011. Jerry Springer is bad enough. Well, we like Jerry Springer. He's got something very likeable about him, hasn't he, Jerry Springer? He really has. Do take care, Chris, and I'm sorry to show you such a man from my last email, that awful man that you sent the video thing to, wasn't it? Yes, that we looked at his video thing. Now, let's have a look. There we are. I think he was trying to ring me a minute ago, so let's go back to him. Still got a couple of emails to get through. How are we doing on time? We've got 15 minutes left, haven't we? Let's see if we can get hold of young Yannick in Germany, and there he is. Hello, Yannick.
Hello.
Good morning, and felicitations to you, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Is it very cold and snowy there, old bean?
Oh yeah, it's horribly cold over here.
But you cope with it a lot better than we do, don't you?
Yeah, we haven't got as much snow as you, but it's still quite cold, and the heating's been on for days.
Oh, so has mine. I'm terrified at the bill next year. I'm terrified that my monthly payments will go up because I pay so much a month. What they do is work out your average, and you just pay the same amount per month, and it can go up or down sort of once a year, I think, or whenever they decide to do it. Yeah.
I see.
Anyway, why are you ringing, Yannick? It's nice to hear from you, old bean.
I just wanted to know what you're doing on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, I shall be travelling to my sister's. Yes.
Oh, that's very nice.
On the way there is a little pub that I'll be doing a little bit at in Hemel Hempstead, the steam coach in Hemel Hempstead, which is on the way to my sister's. So it works very nicely to be able to pass there, do a little job, and then go straight up to my sister's. Hopefully. I'm not 100% sure that I'm actually going to get there this year. But if I can't, then please don't worry about me, Yannick, while you're sitting there with your family and your parents or brothers and sisters, whatever you've got there. I don't want you to worry because I have got lots of beans on toast in the cupboard.
I won't worry about that.
Please don't. I don't want you to sit there thinking about me and worrying.
I won't. No, it's just lovely to...
Eh? Oh, have you gone? Yannick, I think you've dropped out there. Oh dear. That's suddenly gone dead then, didn't it? With the old Skype, then we might try that again. Poor lad. We'll try and get him back again. Yannick does actually drop out occasionally. I don't know I think there's something wrong with his connection or computer or something like that. We'll try and get him back for you again. By the way, my Skype troubles, it was a problem with Skype again. That new version of Skype does seem to give quite a few...
The person whom you're trying to reach...
No, I've lost him now completely. We'll see if he calls back in a second. Yeah, the new version of Skype seems to cause a lot of people problems. Certainly other presenters here on United Kingdom Radio. I know Paul Edwards was having a problem with it Sunday. I do have an old version of Skype because the only thing is with Skype, once you've upgraded, they don't give you the download link for the old one anymore. But I do have an old version of Skype. So if you're having problems with the new Skype, then do feel free to send us an email and I will send you the old version, okay? You need to completely uninstall the new version of Skype and then install the old one, and then that works fine, okay? My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, all right? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk.
The person whom you're trying to reach...
We can't get Yannick back, unfortunately, but, oh dear. All right, well, there we are. Email here from Kath in Wales. Hello, Kath, who writes, "Hi, Chris. Oh, by the way, have you got the Skype details? If you want to call in live, you'll have to be very quick now. 12 minutes to 12 it is, or, well, about 11 minutes to 12 on December the 21st, 2010. If that's the time where you are now, then you are with us live and you can join in by Skype. My Skype username is all one word, United Kingdom Radio. Okay, United Kingdom Radio on the Skype, or the phone-in number, a local London number, 020 3287 1488. 020 3287 1488. Kath writes, "Hi Chris, I hope this finds you well. I think you live near Reading, Croydon and Watford. I live more near Reading than the other two, okay? I live quite near Reading. So do you ever visit Costco? No, but I know there is a Costco near me. I think there is actually one in Reading. I have actually been in a Costco before, and you've got to be a bit picky with the things you buy, because you can find that in Costco items are dearer than they would have been in a normal supermarket. So you need to watch out. Anyone who's visited Costco here in the UK, it's like a big warehouse type thing where they sell just general stuff, really. Normal stuff, what you'd find in the supermarket. It's supposed to be cheaper, but quite often you can find it's dearer for certain items, so watch out for that. She says, there is a Costco in each of the towns I mentioned, I think, Reading, Croydon and Watford. They sell the largest boxes of blueberries I have ever seen anywhere. Yeah, because I said to you, I do have blueberries every morning. I have blueberries and bran flakes for my breakfast. She says, all of the fruit and veg they sell in large boxes, in fact, ideal to use some and freeze some for later. Can you freeze blueberries then? Now, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could freeze blueberries. That surprised me. She says, the store is quite overwhelming at first. It took me 3 visits to see all of the shop. Well, it's a day out, isn't it, dear? I mean, why pay to go to a zoo or a theme park when you can go to a Costco for nothing? You don't have to buy anything, just walk around and be amazed at the goods that they sell. Eh? I used to like doing that in DIY places, B&Q. I'd never buy anything. I'd just go there for the afternoon and look at all the stuff that they sell. Do you like that? That's one thing I like to do. When I go to other countries for holidays and things, I like to look at the supermarkets. It may sound... Come on, ladies, you know exactly what I mean. It's quite nice to go to another country and walk around the supermarkets, isn't it? She says they sell everything you can think of, including bikes. My son even had his tyres changed on his car while he was looking around the store a few weeks ago. We visit the Costco in Chester. They have a website where you can go to. Regards from Kath. She says, P.S. I'm also into blueberries. Blueberries, thank you, Kath. Happy Christmas to you, Kath. And thank you. She's the one who sends all the lovely cards that I end up usually putting on my wall. But actually, shall I put these 2 Christmas cards up that have arrived? Oh, where's my gun stapler? I've got there it is, gun stapler. Purchased from Ryman's just a few days ago. We're going to put up Matt's card behind me, just a minute. Yes, so easily put up. And of course, Gavin's as well, going up on the wall behind me. Thank you, yeah. Isn't that wonderful? Gun stapler. Not much fun, of course, when you decorate the walls behind me, but there we are. 2 more cards gone up behind me. Now, the postal address, if you want to send anything... Bit late for Christmas cards now, but never mind. My postal address is Chris Reardon, United Kingdom Talk, P.O. Box 4073, Bracknell, Bracknell, RG429ED. Okay, once again, United Kingdom Talk, P.O. Box 4073, Bracknell, RG429ED, United Kingdom. And one person that didn't send anything is Yannick.
I'm so sorry.
You're back then. What's wrong with your... I often listen to you on other shows and you seem to have a bit of a problem with calls dropping out like that, old bean. And it's happened again, has it? Yannick! Oh dear me. I wonder if he's got the old version, the new version of Skype, and that's what the problem is. Are you there?
Oh, for goodness sake, sorry.
What is wrong with your equipment, dear?
There's always something wrong when I talk to you.
Have you got the new version of Skype?
Yeah, I've got the new version of Skype, but
That's what your problem is. Do you want the old version?
Yeah, I'd like to go back to the old version.
Have you got the old version?
I've got the latest one.
All right, okay. 1 second. Got something for you then, old bean. I don't know why I keep calling you old bean this morning. I don't know. Where we are. Let's try and find this for you.
So weird, my laptop just crashed without any reason.
Right, well, that's what happens. That's what was happening to my computer. I was getting a lot of the error message, and I wrote it down here. What was it? You know that message that says it's having problems running this script. Continue, yes or no. You know that message?
Yeah.
I got that whenever I was running the new version of Skype. It was terrible, and I don't know if you heard the show Saturday, but people were trying to call in and you couldn't hear them, so I went back to the old one. Now, I'm sending you the old version. Okay?
Yeah, I'm just downloading it.
You must completely uninstall the new version before you do it. All right?
Okay.
And that'll be fine. Anyway, where were we, Yannick?
You were saying something about Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, yes. Going to my sister's, of course. On the way there, I do a little job in Hemel Hempstead because it's on the way, and then straight up the road. And I'm hoping to get there, but I may not, so it might be beans and toast on my own. Mind you, I was at Belushi's last night, where I do the karaoke on Monday and DJing on Saturday. And one of the boys there, Raf, his name is Raf, he's Polish, and he's supposed to be going to Poland for his family and that for Christmas from Heathrow. And that's looking very dicey. So we might all end up just jumping in the car and going down to Hammersmith Christmas Day. And then I shall give them a free disco and maybe a free karaoke session. That'd give us something to do, wouldn't it? Eh? Yeah.
And will you be doing any special Christmas shows?
Me personally, no. Some of the other presenters are continuing to do their shows over the Christmas period. I will not be here on Christmas Day, which is, of course, Saturday, or next Tuesday as well, because I'll be coming home from my sister's on that Tuesday. So, no, I will be here Thursday, and then that will be it until the next Thursday.
So you'll have lots to tell us after.
I will have loads to tell you. You know that. You know I will.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah.
You always drag it out.
What do you mean, drag it out? Drag it out? I can make one sentence last for hours. You know that.
Yeah, I know that.
I know Tom Harris is definitely doing a show on Christmas Day. He may well be the only one. I don't know. I'm not quite sure who is around on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Just listen, and you'll know if someone's live or not. Okay.
Maybe Ross Patzelt.
Maybe he will as well. I don't know. He can call into any of the shows if he wants to. Yes, and tell us all about. I hope they have a nice Christmas with their baby. Is it? Oh, what's the name? Is it Chloe? I forgot the name of his baby.
I think he's got a little girl now.
Chloe,
she's called Emily, I think.
Emily, that's it. Now, why did I think that was Chloe? That must be someone else's baby. Someone else's baby. Chloe. I'm sure there's someone else called Chloe. Someone's had a baby called Chloe. Anyway, yes, maybe we can find it. I hope they have a nice Christmas. It must be very exciting for young parents to have their child's first Christmas.
Yeah.
Although, of course, the child won't have a clue what's going on.
Of course not. Only after 3 or 4 years. They will start to realise what's going on. Yeah,
Kat and David on the Isle of Wight, of course, they had a baby this year as well. And it's going to be their first Christmas. What are you hoping to receive for Christmas?
I hope I'll get an HTC Desire.
A what? Oh, that's a phone, isn't it?
Yeah, a smartphone, yeah.
Oh, well, haven't got an Apple iPhone like me?
No, I'm not one of these Apple fans.
Oh, I love that. This is the best phone I've ever had. It was a bit difficult getting on with it at first, to be honest, Yannick.
Yeah, but I think they're quite simple to operate.
Well, for a simple brain like me, yes. Is the HTC, it's only for technical people like yourself, is it?
Yeah, of course.
Requires a little bit more work, does it? Have you got your mum and dad nice gifts?
It does require a bit more work.
You got your mum and dad some nice gifts?
Yeah, I bought them both 2 books.
Yeah.
Because they like reading.
What books have you bought them? They're not listening, are they?
No, they're not listening. basically, I bought my mum a local novel.
Okay.
And my dad, it's actually by an English author, but it's in German. I don't know if you know him. He's called Ken Follett. Do you know Ken Follett?
Ken. Say that again. Ken who?
Ken Follett.
No, don't know him.
Yeah, he's got a new book out. It's actually a bestseller.
Oh, right, okay.
Most European countries.
It takes me ages to read a book. Yeah, are you a reader, Yannick?
Not much of a reader, really.
Yeah.
I never get around to reading.
No, I get fed up. I think we get to the point. You know, I just don't seem to. I think you have to have patience to read.
Correct.
Have you got? He's gone again. Yannick, I won't come back to you now because we're nearly out of time. Okay, here, but I do. Yannick, what are you doing?
Sorry, that was my brother. He just caught me down for lunch.
Do me a favour, hit him, and I've got to go now anyway because I'm nearly out of time.
Okay.
All right.
Have a lovely Christmas.
Happy Christmas to you, Yannick, and install that Skype.
I will.
Cheerio. There we are, Yannick in Germany, who's looking forward. Nice little present for his mum and dad. It's lovely. My mum and dad aren't here anymore, and I'd love to be going out and buying them a little gift or something like that. Oh, well, there we go. That's it for me today. I'll be back with you again Thursday morning at 11 o'clock UK time here on United Kingdom Radio, okay? Thursday morning at 11 o'clock live here on United Kingdom Radio. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I think Lee Mills is after you, after me after the 12 o'clock news. He may or may not be. Check the watch button, unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. You have a nice day. See you on Thursday at 11. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.